today is also May 1st, and 20 years ago today, 21 years ago, but on 1st May 1994,
That's 31, right?
yeah, 31 years. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man, 30
It's
years.
late at night, guys. 31 years ago.
I just realized how old we are. But
But yeah.
yeah, sorry, 31, not 20. 31 years ago, today, Ayrton Senna had a horrific crash in Imola where he went off the track, crashed into the barriers, and then very tragically lost his life. I mean, obviously, not just Senna. I mean, the day before on April 30th, you also saw Ratzenberger also lose his life in similar fashion. So, two F1 drivers lost their lives that weekend at Imola. So, yeah, 31 years hence, obviously, F1 has seen a lot of improvements in safety since then. And Senna was, I think, the last death till we saw Jules' tragic
Zodiac.
crash in 2016.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 31 years is just a reminder of what drivers put on the line um, every weekend driving these cars. I know we get a lot of joy, a lot of excitement watching these races, watching drivers push these hunks of metal to the limit week in and week out, right? But yeah, I think this date is just a reminder of what can happen if very, with very small changes, right? The tiniest of perturbations in the
Thanks for
matrix.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think every year we feel that when Ayrton passed away in that horrific crash that we never got to see the best of Ayrton because he still, despite his amazing championship victory, we still felt that there was so much more he could have given to F1,
Yeah.
and his life was cut way too short. He was just starting a new chapter with Renault at
Yeah.
that time, and he was favored to win that championship that year, and who knows the next couple of years as well.
Mm.
And by that time, he was the greatest driver or one of the greatest drivers in F1, a
Yeah.
hero to many drivers right now. So it's always like, if that crash wouldn't have happened, where would things be now? How many
Mm.
championships would Senna have won? Where would his legacy have been
Yeah.
after that? So very tragic whatever happened at Imola, and we never want to see those videos again, but they keep resurfacing,
Yeah.
sometimes here and there. But I try to avoid it, and I think many of the F1 fans as well, because those are very sad images, sad moments
Yeah. Yeah. I
of
think
of
also that
a great
season,
driver in F1. Yeah,
yeah, also that season, obviously Michael Schumacher was the champion.
he
But
was.
the thing is, a lot of pundits and observers were expecting a Schumacher Senna fight, and possibly even three-way with Damon Hill, who just finished 1 point behind Schumacher eventually. I
Mm.
think a lot of them were expecting this kind of, it was very well poised, right? If you look at
Yeah.
Imola or San Marino Grand Prix, as it was called then, Imola was the third race of the season. And the first two races in Brazil and Japan, or, well, technically not Japan, it was the Pacific Grand Prix. But
Mm.
the first two races, we saw Senna get pole, and then, in Senna weirdly kind of retired in both the races. He spun off in Brazil, and then he kind of again retired in in Japan as well at the Pacific Grand Prix. He spun and then he was hit by another driver, and not Schumi but some other driver. And Schumacher won the first two races, but there was a lot of expectation around Senna and Schumacher, even possibly Damon Hill, to kind of give us a three-way battle, and we were robbed of that. Like, imagine Senna and Schumacher just going at it, right? Kind of like Lewis and Max, I would say, from 21, right? The senior driver and
Yeah.
the upcoming guy wants to dethrone you. So yeah, man, I think it just very very sad as to what happened. Not the racing thing. I mean, Senna was also very young when he crashed out. Was what is he? 30 years or something? 33, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, he was 34 when he passed away
He
tragically.
still had a few more years left in him,
Yeah,
and he was
yeah,
still at the top of his game. He just won a championship in '93, I think.
correct. So yeah, he won. No, sorry, 91 was his last win.
'91, okay. So there's
Yeah,
3 years.
yeah.
And he did take up, and he did finish close in '92, I think, and then McLaren started going
Mhm.
down, and that's the reason why he switched to
Right.
Renault.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Renault was at the top of the game at that time.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 93 he finished second in the standings behind eventual winner Alan Prost. Um and
And then
then
Alan Prost retired after
Alan
that,
Prost
and that's the
retired,
reason
yeah.
why Senna
Yes,
joined
Alan
Renault.
Prost retired. And then I think 92 was the season which Senna had a bad season. He was fourth behind Michael Schumacher.
Hmm.
Mansell
Hmm.
won that year. But yeah, I think yeah, like I said, that's why kind of he made the move, right?
Yeah. And McLaren were losing their Honda partnership as well at that time.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, 93. Let's see, where was he? He was with Senna, and then 94 was when he moved
'93
to.
was still McLaren, '94 was when he moved.
Yeah, 93 was with McLaren, and 94 he moved to Williams. And yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
did not. I mean, lost his life. So yeah, I think it's one of F1's most tragic stories. I mean, yeah, nothing, no diminishing that even Ratzenberger passed away that weekend. But I think with Senna, I think the kind of effect Ayrton Senna had on the F1 community at large, right? So I think that's a lot of the drives a lot of the emotions around that. Um, yeah, I mean, who knows if he survived, how many more titles he could have got, and how
Yeah.
F1 would have changed in the following years.